Could probably go on to our next topic. Was Gamer? What are we talking about?
Let's see. All right. Topic 4, Switch 2 so far. What are our thoughts on the system so far? You know, it's been out not even 6 months now. A lot of people have a lot of strong feelings. But what are our feelings? What are our thoughts on the holiday games? What are we most excited for? And after that, what are we expecting for Switch 2 in 2026 compared to what we've had in 2025 so far? Let's start with Eric this time.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. As I get back to the notes, Switch so far. thanks for calling me out.
Sorry, dude.
No, you're good.
You looked really focused at the moment. So
yeah,
very focused.
Yeah, no. Thoughts on Switch 2 so far? I haven't played a whole lot, honestly. Like, just still busy as hell.
Sure.
But the times I do get to play it, I enjoy it quite a bit. Still working on Bonanza right now. I think I'm in the 3rd layer now, something like that. So I don't know where I'm at with that. If it's halfway, not halfway, I'm not quite sure. But you know, I'm slowly working my way through it. It's definitely a fun game. And then as for is that what we're just going for right now? It's just
do you talk about Bonanza?
So let's just start with our thoughts so far and our general feelings for the holiday games that are on their way, and then we'll dive into the next part afterwards. Awesome.
He's Googling.
Yeah, I gotta remember what games are coming out. Sorry,
I'll come back to you, Eric.
I am just with it right now. Oof.
Let's head over to flipping the Switch. What are your thoughts so far on Switch 2? And what are your thoughts on what we got coming just this holiday? We'll save 2026 for a little bit later.
Well,
also before Zoo talks, I want to note, since the last time Zoo was on and today, he now is a Switch 2 owner.
Hell yeah.
He didn't own one last time.
That's true.
Just throwing that out there. Welcome to the family.
So you're the perfect person to ask now, because you were a little on the fence, last time.
Well, then it's been an interesting experience for me. I adored the Nintendo Switch 1 after sitting the Wii U out. Adored this system. It's my favorite system of all time to this day. Switch 2 came out, and I did not react well to it. I would say I was hostile to that system. Prime and OJ from Player Essence can vouch for that.
I love hostile.
Very hostile to. In fact, there's a 6.5 hour liquored up live on my first channel burying the fucking Switch 2.
It drove you to drinking? You hated
it?
No,
I don't get Switch 2 for that.
But, you had never had a drink before that day.
So I was hostile to its business direction. I was hostile to what I perceived to be its games direction. I was absolutely hostile to game key cards. I ended up getting the Switch 2 gifted to me by a girlfriend who would hear me talking about the Switch 2 constantly on stream and thought I wanted one. And that actually happened that way. And lo and behold, I got the thing now. Now, I'm not blaming her or throwing her under any kind of bus.
I giving her for a really nice gift.
I could have chosen to take the thing back. So I'm like, okay, I got this thing.
Oh, no.
That I don't like. What do I do with it? So, okay, well, let's check it out. And so I ended up getting Donkey Kong Bonanza. That was the first game I got with it. And, oh my gosh, that game, 8 or 9 hours later, as I'm pounding in the first tutorial zone, pounding away, I came to the conclusion that this might actually be a system for me. So, so the brief Zoo heel turn turned back into a face turn very quickly. Just getting my hands on Donkey Kong Bonanza. I then finally found my physical copy of Super Mario World, or Super Mario Kart World, sorry, and was driving around in that, and a little more torn on that until I hit a P-switch, and all of a sudden the course in front of me became a Super Nintendo Super Mario Kart.
Oh, yeah. That's a really cool moment.
And when that moment happened for me, I was like, oh, okay. And now all of a sudden my curiosity is piqued into that world. And so overall, I have my gripes with it. My old man gripes with it. I hate the red cases. They ruin the freaking inlay art. They ruin it. It's got a red Dawn Haze on every inlay art now. I can't get, and maybe this is just owning the system newer. I can't get the damn flap open to put my cartridge in. But that might be a me problem.
Zoo, not to interrupt. Are you an owner of the Switch 2 Pro controller, or are you just working with the Joy-Cons in grip?
Joy-Cons so far in grip, but I'm told I need to get a Pro controller because it's in grip.
You should get it. It's really nice.
But overall, in terms of the system itself, it's a lot better than I thought. And then the other moment came, which was playing Bayonetta 3 on the system in 60 frames per second. That was kind of the other moment that came that was kind of like the wow. And also playing my shooters. I'm a huge shmup fan. And so playing games like Esprit Sai, Marishama, playing games like the Psikio shooters games, playing all those games without any input lag or minimal input lag, also revolutionary. So the system itself has begrudgingly won me over. Now, as far as what I would expect out of the Switch 2, I think game key cards are here to stay, and that's good. I have a running tally of how much money I'm saving because of the Switch 2, and it's $550 so far, US dollars, because of game key cards. So there's that. I can actually consider that kind of a good thing because I've already got over 500 Switch games. I don't need any more. Kirby Air Riders will be in the Bomba bin by next year, where it belongs. I think Pokemon's going to sell a bazillion units of both Switch 1 and Switch 2. I think that's an easy prediction. I am hoping Metroid Prime can finally become the undisputed champion of Metroid. I'm really hoping that happens. Let's make it happen, guys. Please buy Metroid Prime 4. Please buy it. Just buy Metroid Prime 4. Please, guys. If you do nothing else, if you listen to nothing else coming out of my village hole, just please, for the love of God, buy Metroid Prime 4. So
we can finally beat that 3 million barrier.
That's all. Yeah. And then eventually we're going to get a Mario and a Zelda, and I'm going to be a much less curmudgeonly camper.
But please, guys, please buy the game. We wouldn't want Zoo to start drinking again. We all know what happened last time.
Too late for that. That's awesome.
Awesome. Let's go over to Andre. What are your thoughts so far?
So, I mean, I think Nintendo's done a great job of like keeping a pretty steady supply of games, both in terms of like new experiences, but also updating past games to have like new features. I think that's really cool. The problem for me right now is the Switch 2 hasn't really made much of an impact for me personally. I love Mario Kart World. I thought that was great and the exact kind of change that Mario Kart needed after 10 years of Mario Kart 8. But since then, nothing's really hooked me. I didn't end up liking DK Bonanza, one of the only few who didn't. I love the ending, don't get me wrong. Everything else, I couldn't stand it. And because of that, I feel like it hasn't felt like much of a new generation to me. Yeah. Especially because I play both my Switch and Switch 2 entirely docked. So all the benefits of a lot of the benefits people experience with the Switch 2, I haven't really partaked in because I have no interest in playing it portably. It's like if I'm gonna play Donkey Kong or Mario Kart, I want to do it on my big screen. I don't play on a tiny screen, even if it is bigger now than it was before. And so I feel like it's been outside of Mario Kart, I haven't been feeling like there's been a big meaningful title for me, especially in a single player sense. I know for many that was Bonanza. For me, I haven't had that yet. And so it feels like not a whole lot has changed for me personally. So I'm really hoping that the holiday titles will help step that up. Metroid Prime 4 could maybe be that title. I thought the latest trailer looked amazing for it. Although there's been some controversy over the motorcycle. I'm like, do we watch the same trailer? It looks sick AF. Like, it looks amazing. Yeah, it looks awesome. Like, what are you guys complaining about?
Akira!
Yeah, exactly. So I'll have to wait and see how it actually ends up playing. But from what I have played at different events, it's been really fun so far. And yeah, then I'm excited for Kirby Air Riders, though I'm a little bit hesitant with that one just because of how they handle the whole like results now after the city trial portion, where you randomly get faced off against like a quadrant of the players, which is baffling to me. So I'm still hopeful for it. But then beyond that, the thing is like I still don't have like that big, huge title I'm really looking for. Like Metroid Prime 4 is good, don't get me wrong, but like Metroid isn't historically my favorite series, so I'm really like I don't have that big 2026 title that I'm really looking forward to at this point. So right now, it just felt like it's just been a very gradual generational shift for me, and I haven't really felt like, oh, this is the Switch 2's moment. Haven't had that yet. So, but obviously, it's doing extremely well sales-wise for Nintendo, and so maybe they don't need to do much more. But I am curious to see if they can maintain that momentum, going into the future. And it's going to depend on what the game lineup is, but. Yeah, sure. We'll see. So, yeah, I'm kind of like largely indifferent to the Switch 2 as of now.
Absolutely. Let's go on over to let's go to Nate. How you feeling, man?
Love the Switch 2.
Yeah, how are you feeling? You're just coughing there. You all right?
Oh, that was me. I just puffed on a cigar to the right instead of puffing.
Hey, you're having a cigar right now?
Smoking, drinking. What's going on over there?
Dude, she really ruined your life with that Switch 2, didn't she?
Everything.
No, I promise, guys. All these bad habits predated Switch 2.
That would be an amazing video. The Switch 2 ruined my life.
Oh God, I wish I was a clickbaiter. That could, you know what? If I could just make more clickbaity negative content,
I should do that skit actually.
Subscribers overnight, if only.
That would work on my channel.
Oh my gosh. No, I'd love the Switch 2. The thing is, we never got the Switch Pro, right? That we all were hoping to get years back. So, literally day one, being able to play all of my Switch 1 library in the way I feel like the game should have been able to be played the whole time.
Yeah,
that alone was such a massive leap forward from Switch 1 that it was kind of shocking, to be honest. Like, yeah, you had your updates for Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, 60 FPS, not 4K, guys. It's not 4K, it's like 1440p. But it's still really good, really crisp, runs really well. I know, look, I realize people have been emulating this stuff forever and been experiencing it at higher frame rates and all this stuff this whole time. But as someone who doesn't participate in that realm, this was huge. Like, Scarlet and Violet actually run well. But the thing, it exists now. It just took a whole new system for it to happen. It kind of sucks. It took a whole new. Feel like that game should have been able to run well on Switch 1, but
So were they ahead of their time then? Or
they're ahead of their time?
I suppose having stronger hardware is less expensive than putting Game Freak through video game dev school again.
Oh my! All right, I'm not going that far. Setting that aside, yeah, Bayonetta 3 was a big moment. Like, that game is a game that needs 60 FPS to really be fully enjoyable. Yeah. Not that you can't have fun without it, but the dips were pretty bad. The dips were really bad in that game, and now they're just gone. It's awesome. And like so many games, like pretty much almost every game that I played anyways, was just better, even if it didn't have an update. And that is awesome. Like, it just to run better, be cleaner, look good. So that alone, like day one, like it just blew my mind, dude. I'm only $100 more than I spent on my OLED for just an OLED screen. Okay, yeah, this is a way better upgrade. This is well worth my money, literally right away. Then you get to the games, and I enjoyed Mario Kart World. Now, look, I'm a very casual Mario Kart player, so I'm not someone who gets super serious and cares about having these 3-lap courses every single time. Like, I actually don't mind the intermissions, but I also don't play it enough to get annoyed that I'm only racing intermissions all the time. I suppose if I was playing it for 5 hours a day, every day, I'd probably be pretty annoyed if I'm just doing the same courses every time. But I'm not. I'm literally like probably the audience that's like the primary Mario Kart audience, like super casual. I play it, every month. I put a few hours in. I have a good time, and then I move on to other stuff. And I just come. It's kind of like a comfort game. Like, you just come to it when you need something to do. And you need something different than what you're currently, especially if you're playing something like, upcoming Elden Ring coming out, you're going to be beating your head against the wall. It's going to be refreshing to take a step away from that and go play some Mario Kart. That's kind of the way I've always been with Mario Kart. I'm usually pretty hardcore with it out the gate just to like get through all the single player stuff. And then, I did that. So now I just play it here and there, and I find it to be thoroughly enjoying. But again, the way I play for the competitive community, they're probably still waiting for the changes to be even more drastic than they currently are. But it is what it is. That aside, I will say this. I didn't think it was worth $80, to be honest. I don't see the value at 80. But I didn't pay 80. I got it as a bundle. So
most people didn't pay 80. Yeah, that's why part of the outrage.
$50. Yeah, it's well worth my $50. So I'm curious. I'll be curious, like, when that bundle ends. AKA doesn't come back till next holiday. If they hold it at 80 all year, if it's like literally just not selling, or if they decide to eventually price drop it $10 to match Bonanza, that does seem to continue to be selling. At least in August in the US, it was the number one seller. That's a month after it came out. So, so 70 looks like a price people are willing to pay and keep buying games at. So, probably thank Microsoft and Sony for that. Thanks, guys. That said, yeah, I think that Donkey Kong Bonanza, I'm not done with it yet, but I'm almost done. I really love it. The home stretch of this game, I'm feeling it. This ending is, I think, it's gonna be one of the best endings I think I've ever had in a Nintendo game. I can feel how it's building right now. I'm like, I thought I was all set on my favorite endings in Nintendo games. I might be having a serious debate when I'm done with this game. It's
pretty wild.
The way it's building right now, I'm like, this is insane. I did not expect, it's weird because the whole game just kind of goes at the same even pace the whole time. There's a new world, you do these new things and meet these new characters, and it's all cute and it's fun, and I'm having a good time. And then I do this crazy build towards the end. I don't know what is happening. This is insane. I love it.
Had you avoided spoilers somehow, or did you know? Yeah. Wow! Oh, that's amazing.
I also avoided spoilers. Like the whole time I'm playing the game, just kind of like Prime was. I'm like, man, I'm really loving this. And also as a reader, I adore Jules Verne, and this is very Journey to the Center of the Earth. Very
yes,
cool.
It is. Yep.
And then all of a sudden, you just get slapped with it. And I'll just leave it at that.
This is insane. That said, so I really did enjoy that game. I was one of the people that really like it. In fact, depending if the ending goes the way I think it's about to go, it might end up being, I might enjoy it more than Mario Odyssey, but we'll revisit that once I beat it. Obviously, there's some post game. I got to see what that's like as well. Do not have the DLC, so I'm not judging it with the DLC right now. We'll see if I pick up the DLC. We'll see. It might be one of those things
without the DLC.
Yeah.
So disappointing.
It feels like one of those things that like the only way I'm going to pick this DLC up is if I ever feel so satisfied with the game that like I just need more because I did literally everything. I'm like, okay, what is this extra roguelike mode that I'm missing in this DK Island? Like, is it? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not in a rush to get the DLC, but maybe I'm kind of hoping they sneak it into NSO in like a year. That's kind of my hope. But
see, I'm old school. I remember when Nintendo would give us an entirely new game on top of the game. I remember The Legend of Zelda and getting the second quest. Like,
oh, sure.
And then even with Mario Odyssey, they gave us it at the end of the game. This just seems very sad to me because it's like, from what I gather, there's not a whole lot there. Just give it to it. Just put it on the disc, man.
Yeah, people seem kind of split on it. Some people think it's good, some people don't. I don't know. I haven't played it, so I can't really say that. But those two games aside, I think those are the two that everyone that owns a Switch 2 probably has those two games right now, or most people do. Honestly, I've been really happy with the third parties. I got introduced to Yakuza because of this system. Oh my gosh, is that Yakuza 0? What is going on? The game's wilder, dude. I haven't even finished it yet. I just keep coming back to it like every week for a few hours. I'm like, what is going on? This game is insane. There's so much crazy stuff going on in this game all the time. It's got like one of the longest intros ever that takes like 10 hours. And then once you're past that, it's just, no, we're just going to be crazy all the time. Something new, fresh. You never know what's coming your way. You walk into a store. Oh, next thing you know, I'm playing darts for some reason. Why the hell am I playing darts? What's happening? I knew some crazy stuff happens when, you go in and there's karaoke and it forces you to do that. I'm like, you're forcing me to do karaoke? Okay. And what else is in this game? Because a lot of the stuff's not forced. You just kind of figure it out as you go. Oh,
yeah,
man.
and the karaoke, mind you, is like in the beginning of the game, right after you're like beating someone up in an alleyway.
Yeah, just beat the shit out.
Go and rip into some karaoke bar.
And then it's
so
one of those like moving the stick to like match things. I'm like, okay, this is the stupidest form of karaoke. What are we doing? Like, can't make it. Okay, whatever. Anyways, the game's fantastic, and I've been really enjoying like the third parties. I didn't play much of Cyberpunk. I do have it. I played it for a little bit. It plays well enough. Not really my kind of game, but that's okay. And then I've dabbled in the one game I was a little let down with was Madden. One, there's no cross-platform play. That would have been big for me because the only reason I even play Madden anymore is because I have a couple online leagues I do every year. And so like we do multiple seasons and reboots and all this stuff and play with different teams. And my hope was, I could play it in bed on my Switch 2 with no, I cannot because there's no cross-platform play. And our league is a cross-platform league, so you gotta have PC, PlayStation, or Xbox.
Man.
So I got it on Xbox as well, so I can continue to do that. But so that sucks. I didn't have cross-platform. And then the performance is all over the place. Although if you played Madden all these years, you kind of know kind of that way on everything, to be honest. But it's a little rougher on Switch 2. I feel like it could have went for some more polish, but I will say, based on the early return sales charts, things are looking pretty good for the sales of the game, which to me means EA might take it a bit more serious with the polish next time. That's what we always hope every year as Madden players, though, and it doesn't happen. So don't want to get my hopes up too much, but hopefully they take it serious enough to give it cross-platform play.
To be fair, you can polish a turd; it's still a turd.
Yeah. Well, I think the reason that it hasn't hit the reason it doesn't have cross-platform play is because, it is worse frame rate wise. You are at a disadvantage if you're playing on Switch 2 compared to other systems. It hitches at points that the other versions aren't. So that said, hopefully they see the sales, see how well it's doing, decide next year we want to try to get it more on par. So at least everyone has the same shitty experience.
I was excited for Madden. My last Madden was Madden 2010 on the Nintendo Wii.
Yeah.
And I was hoping, and then all of a sudden it's like, game key card. Well, okay, that all continues.
Yeah, you're huge on physical over there. Me, I don't care as much about the physical stuff. So that's why the game key card stuff never really bothered me as much, and I got a lot of flack for it not bothering me. I've been a PC gamer since like 1995. I'm literally all digital there. So why would I care about being all digital anywhere else?
I get that. I can understand having personal preferences, but why are you going to harass somebody because of a format? That's why.
Yeah, it's like, and by the way, I'm not the one that made the decision. Be mad at Nintendo, be mad at the third parties. I mean,
why?
I'm not saying I don't want there to be like a full physical option, but it's not like I get a choice in the matter.
Let people play the way they want to play, man.
No, so it's whatever. And already, like half my Switch library was already actually probably 3/4 of it was already digital. So it's whatever. I only buy physical for specific games, and then, so I've been really enjoying a lot of the third parties. Really looking forward to Mina this month till it got delayed, but that's okay. I still think it's probably going to make it out this year. But then I look at the lineup the rest of the year. We just had obviously Galaxy 1 and 2. Didn't care because I don't really replay games. So sorry. People get mad at me about it. It is what it is. I like new stuff. My best experience with Galaxy will always be the first time I beat it on Wii. Nothing's ever going to beat my first time through. No matter how many times you replay, nothing's ever beats it. So why cheapen that experience? I want to keep that nostalgia there with when it was at its peak and its best for me. Replaying it today.
What if it could meet it?
What?
What if it could meet it? Doesn't have to beat it, but what if it could meet it?
Can't meet it. I can tell you one reason it can't meet it. Even though it's a Mario game, I also play for not knowing what's happening next, and I always know what's happening next. So it literally can't meet that experience. I would have to get a brain injury and forget about the game that is not even. Yeah.
Not that we recommend that, but
there are games. I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, there are games that I do wish I could go back and experience for the first time. Chrono Trigger one, Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind is one. There's a lot.
Sure.
Before.
I understand that people value replayability, and it's a huge thing for a lot of people. For me, it's like, dude, the first time through is the best. All the other times through aren't as good because I know what's going to happen. If I know what's going to happen, I don't really care as much. Like even like the rumored Ocarina of Time remake or whatever. Like if that ever comes, I'll probably buy it just out of curiosity, going to some of my favorite places to see what it looks like visually.
Yeah, right. Don't try and downplay it, bro.
Yeah, dude, get out of here with that bull crap.
I'll probably play it. I'll maybe buy it. What? Get out of here.
What are you talking about? I didn't buy Skyward Sword HD.
Hold on. Wait. There's a huge difference, though. Here's why I got to call BS. Hold on. Sorry, Nate. First off, Zelda's your favorite series of all time. Let me finish. Second, the difference between Skyward Sword and Ocarina of Time is that Ocarina of time is from a generation when Nintendo first broke into 3D, meaning a modern from the ground up remake would feel much more like a brand new modern experience than Skyward Sword
again,
HD was.
If there's no new content, then I already know what's going to happen. So I'm going to buy it and never beat it.
You forgot what the ending was.
There's no way there's not going to be new content, because at the very minimum, the game would play differently. I guarantee you there will be a jump button at the very least. I guarantee you combat will be modernized.
Watch it still lock on sliding.
But
I love Z targeting.
Well,
I'm going to be
targeting's still going to be there. I'm not getting rid of it.
Revolutionized
monitoring-
the entire industry, man.
I'm going to be monitoring Prime's recently played on his Switch that the whole week that game launches. I hope you guys are too.
You're going to be shocked when I only play it for like a couple hours. You're going to be so shocked. Like, I'm not even kidding. And that's just like because I only have a couple hours to play that week. Let's just be.
He's got to get back to Princess Peach.
I don't have a lot of time to game, man. I got kids and stuff. But no, with that game, if it ever exists, cool.
Why are you playing on my account?
No, it's just unless they do something significantly new with it, it just looks prettier. It's kind of like Link's Awakening. It's a remake, but it's the same content. And I wasn't gonna play it or buy it. It was like a stream goal that we hit to force me to buy it and play through it. And yeah, I enjoyed it. Still wasn't nearly as good as when I beat it on Game Boy. Just is what it is. Like I knew everything that was gonna happen. Nothing was a shock to me. So that was I would classify that as pretty much a remake. So just being more visually pleasing with more modernized controls doesn't make me suddenly want to play if I know everything that's going to happen. There has to be something in it that I don't know about. And I assume if there is, there'll probably be some sort of advertisement for, and maybe we find out, maybe there's like a side quest with Sheikah, find out what she was doing in those 7 years, or, there's things they can do that can make me go, okay, I got to check it out now.
Sure.
But
I mean, I can only speak for myself. I'd play for the orchestrated soundtrack alone. Like that alone would be enough to
I
get
just
me
waited
to
months
hop
to be
in.
on Nintendo Music.
See, for me, it's been so long since I played Ocarina of
I'm
Time.
gonna go over there like this.
I would look forward to doing that again.
I would love if they went full on Final Fantasy VII remake with it, like reimagine every facet of that game. So
It's
there
been so
are
long.
significant new portions.
Yeah, if
to
they
it.
do
Redo the
that,
story.
yeah, I'm in. Yeah,
The
I'm
hard-
in.
I've
The
been
hard
saying
part
that
with-
for a long time too. Yes, go ahead.
Here's the only problem with that. Like I personally love that, but I feel like you're really going to divide people because people feel the game is so timeless and perfect the way it is. No game is
No
perfect.
Zelda
Play it on
fans?
Switch.
Don't you know
I-
Zelda fans?
I feel like
Anyway.
I feel like the smarter choice would be to add to what's there instead of rewriting what's there. So add a more fully fleshed out story, add extra temples and add like build on what already works instead of being like, let's change it up. Like maybe there's 2 links and maybe in one world Zelda never became Sheikah, like, instead of doing like some of the weird multiverse stuff I think it would still be really cool.
With
But
Zelda games and Zelda fans for a long time, the hardcore fans, especially with my history, I can tell you right now, how picky Zelda fans are and how you can't please them all. Like we all talk about how, they have to have a jump button. There will be literally a debate day one on Reddit about was the game better without a jump button.
Oh yeah.
Like
Let them debate. Let them waste their time.
Zelda fans. Well, to be fair, I don't find these conversations as a waste of time. I find these conversations fascinating because,
Well,
to me, make all
you'd
the
be able to
changes
play
you
more
want.
games if you didn't engage in these conversations. Just saying. You get more game time in if you didn't engage.
Not necessarily, because the moments in which I'm engaging are not moments in which I can game.
Oh,
Just want to throw that out there.
that's funny. Stash brings up a fun point there because when I was on my heel run, I played less games for sure, 100%.
Your heel run.
Old man yelling about games.
Well,
I love it.
wait, guys,
Yeah.
we got more to the topic, so I want to make sure I get everyone's thoughts on this first part because there's a second part to the topic.
All right. Well, let me
So,
just
Nate,
throw
I
out.
want you to
think the
wrap
lineup
up.
is incredible the rest of this year. I'm excited for all of the games. I am getting Legend ZA next week. I think I am. I can't guarantee that that's actually happening, but I'm pretty sure there's a code coming to my inbox next week. I hope so. And you guys might go, Nate, Why don't you buy it yourself? Look, I got some financial stuff that just happened in my house. So my game budget's at 0. Thank God, though, Nintendo sometimes nice and sends me codes. So I still might get to play Legends EA coming up. Pretty confident I will. They did send me Galaxy 1 and 2, so I think I'll get Legends EA. I hope. But the one I'm really excited for is Age of Imprisonment. To me, that's a system seller to me. I love Zelda, as it was just explained. It's fresh. It's about a story that took place during Tears of the Kingdom that we don't have fleshed out. So it'll be a lot of new. They've been calling it canon from the very beginning. So they're not even pretending like, oh yeah, this is part of it, but maybe not. Nope. It's canonical story. So I can't wait to see what happens. And I really enjoyed the previous Hyrule Warrior games. Kirby Air Riders was phenomenal when I played it. Of course, I highly enjoyed the original. That game is one, though, I might not actually start playing until sometime next year because I feel like I'm going to still be playing Age of Imprisonment because those games are really long. There's a lot in the Warrior games. And I think that'll probably carry me to Metroid Prime 4. And I'm not waiting to play Metroid Prime 4. I've already waited since 2017. I'm not waiting. I'm hopping in on that day one. That's a game Gamer, you can check my hours that week on that game.
For sure.
Korok Warrior.
Find time for that game.
Korok Warrior.
Yeah, the Korok Warrior looks badass, I gotta say.
All
Anyway.
right. Let's head on over to Stashman. Thoughts on Switch 2 so far? How are you feeling about it?
Yeah,
5 months in.
I'll give you my thoughts real quick. All right, so 4K, happy about that. 60 FPS and some 120. Happy about that. That was nice. That was nice to see. I don't think people were expecting 120 frames on Switch 2. GameCube NSO. Again, this is just going to blossom over time. It's nice to be able to play these games again. Of course, I have GameCube on the shelf, but it's a lot different, right? When you try and hook up a GameCube to a modern day television, unless you have a retro tink, which I do, but even then, it's still not great. Okay. The Switch 2 editions, right? Again, this is something we talked about last year on the podcast about the idea of getting Switch 2 edition games. Sure enough, it happened. And I feel like we're just going to continue to get more. I'm sure Xenoblade is around the corner. We're going to get the Xenoblade games on Switch 2 edition, which will be really cool. And I think that's just they're going to be able to dip back into that whenever they want, fill up the calendar, and again, give us Switch 1 games playing better on Switch 2. The other thing that was very cool is the game within a game. And that game is putting your Switch 1 game into your Switch 2 or booting it up and seeing if it runs better without a patch. That was so much fun. I mean, you guys saw it. We literally had different threads going with Google Docs, with the Excel version of Google, whatever that's called. But literally keeping track of all the games that perform better. And this was just a lot of fun to like go into your library and be like, oh, you know what? I wonder if this game runs better. For example, Michaela and I are reviewing some third-party Switch 2 Pro controllers, right? And we're playing in handheld mode to get us both, within the frame, playing on 2 different consoles. So we can kind of test out the games, and decided to boot up Ruffy in the Riverside. It's running at 60 FPS now, Like I reviewed the game before it came out. And I know it's had a couple of patches, but it's 60 FPS now. It's stuff like that has been really cool. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, that's running better. Shinobi, that's running better. So it's things like that where it's not even Switch 2 editions. It's just the developers going back, patching the game, pulling a No Man's Sky, basically. A lot of good little success stories like that. HD Rumble 2. I think it's considerably better than HD Rumble 1. That's nice. And again, a lot of this stuff's basic. The bigger and better screen, improved performance in handheld mode versus docked mode. For example, Little Nightmares 3, posted my review today. It runs better in handheld mode. That's not something we could have said during the Switch 1 generation. In handheld, it runs at 60 FPS because it's using VRR. In docked mode, it's not. So that's pretty cool, right? It's almost like a reverse course for now because I do still think we're going to get VRR patched in. at some point by Nintendo to the dock. But really cool that we're at least on par or handhelds better. So outside of that and all the Switch 1 games running better, again, to me, to simplify, this is Nintendo to Super Nintendo. And this is what we talked about a year or two, all of us, I'm sure, before the system came out, is that's what we'd want. We'd want a Nintendo Switch. Still, don't change everything that's been great about it, and let's make it better in every way possible. Now, of course, there's been some hurdles, right? The battery life. Again, I mean, I got a video on it, right? I had people in chat say that they've literally bought, the battery charger for Switch 2 in it, and it's working great. I've used it. Michaela uses it. We used it when we went to PAX. There's no chance the Switch was ever going to die. I could play for 10 hours, even longer, and it cost $40. So easy fixes to like some of the bigger problems that there's really not much you can do about it, right? If they put a bigger battery in there, it's going to cost more money. Things like that. As far as games, kind of made a list. Games I've played on Switch 2. Fast Fusion. Banger, dude. Total banger. Again, that's not a game that was like highly anticipated. I was excited for it, but it was even better than that. Final Fantasy Tactics. Again, this is one of those games that is just really great to be able to play in handheld because of the amount of hours you can put into this game and to the job classes. For me, Mario Kart World, absolutely love it. I don't have any complaints about it. I've seen the complaints out there, and to each their own, right? But for me personally, I haven't had any complaints. Absolutely love that soundtrack. Every time I boot it up, I'm just like, dude, this is so good.
Yeah.
Love it. Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Link's Awakening, Echoes of Wisdom, 4 Zelda games, all at launch, performing better on Switch 2, significantly better, especially with Breath of the Wild and Tears. DK Bonanza, again, bro, came out in 1999, the last 3D Donkey Kong. And then we get DK Bonanza. No better way to come back. Again, I mentioned earlier, Shinobi, Ninja Gaiden, Ruffy, Chronicles of the Wolf, played that on Switch 2. For me, that was a really great game because it's like Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest meets Symphony of the Night.
Oh.
Right? Yeah. Suikoden 1 HD, Yuka, Hogwarts Legacy, Michaela's still playing Fantasy Life. So tons of great games that I've already played. Now, there's games, though, that are still on my docket that are on Switch 2. And I hope everyone understands that all these games I'm listing off, you can play right now. And I know there's always there's no games to play on Switch 2. It's like, bro, I don't know what you're doing. Like, there's an abundance. So these are the games that I have thumbnails done for already, like video thumbnails. I need to get the reviews done now. But Shadow Labyrinth, okay? Mario Party Jamboree. Michaela and I played that. Ton of fun. Kirby Starcrossed, Silk Song, Trails into the Sky First Chapter, Romancing Saga 2, Hades 2, the Tourist Deluxe Edition, Galaxy 1 and 2, because I haven't played them since I beat them. When they came out, I had them launch day. Little Nightmares Enhanced Edition comes out in 2 days. Be playing that. Chronos, Bravely Default, Cyberpunk, Delta Room, but at this point, maybe I just wait for the whole thing because how far behind I am. Yakuza 0, Scarlet Violet, Turbo Kid, Dragon Quest 3 Switch 2 Edition. Those are all games I'm in the process of playing, okay? Then, the games that are coming for the rest of 2026. Pokemon, AVGN 8-bit. For me, that's an exciting game because I grew up on the Nintendo. The good old days. Again, for me, that's exciting because it's basically the Goonies Famicom modern day. Full Metal Schoolgirl, Persona 3 Reload. There's a game coming out called Halloween 1985, and I feel compelled to play it because I was born in 1985 and it's $5. I said, okay. All right, you twisted my arm. I'll check this game out. Simon How about this one? You guys hear about Simon and the Sorcerer Origins? Anyone know about this game?
I
Dude.
feel like I've vaguely heard about it.
Dude, so this game came out in the 90s. It's like a like a Broken Age. Okay, it's not point and click, but the premise is very similar. And dude, what's his name does the music for it? I have a shirt. I have a funny shirt with him on there. Rick. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
Oh, yeah.
Never gonna run around and desert you. You know, never gonna make you cry.
Yeah.
Never gonna say goodbye. I forget the rest. Rick Ashley. Rick Ashley. This is a game from the UK. That's where he's from. So he does the music in this game. I'm like, this is going to be interesting. It looks very cool, though. Looks quite magical. Mortal Kombat. Who's excited to return to MK? I'm excited just to see the interviews, to be honest with you. I'm excited to play it, but the interviews, and I played the heck out of Mortal Kombat Trilogy on 64. And I always said the 64 version was the best because we didn't have load times. You're playing that on PlayStation, you're going to wait a century to play it. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD. Coming out very soon here. Obviously, Mina, Age of Imprisonment, Yakuza Kiwami 1 and 2. Those are coming out November 13th. Neon Inferno, that was just in your video game bird. That's coming out here in November. Octopath Traveler 0, Toxic Crusaders, Atelier Ryza, Secret Trilogy, Metroid Primes with an S. And the last one that's coming out this year is a game I've been talking about. Okay? Nate, it's a game I've been talking about. I said, I bet you anything it's coming. You know what's funny? It got announced 14 hours ago. I got the website pulled up right now.
You know, there's this thing that happens that I think Stash talks about so many games that statistically, you know, some of it's going to happen.
I mean, we could look back, but we'd have to hire someone to figure out everything I got right.
So, yeah, such how long these episodes are. You have to,
I listened to that list.
full-time job to go through all of it. To find
And I'm
everything
just
you
like, man, I'm never beating my backlog.
Well, this is the thing, though. That's why it's like, what do you mean there's no games to play? There's tons of games, you know, like open
I
your
think it's
mind,
because
try new
people-
things.
People play like very specific games. Like I gotta
No.
like remind myself, like even me, like I talk about how I play games casually. Dude, I beat probably like 12 to 15 games a year. That's not normal. Casual gamers aren't beating 12 to 15 games a year. They're playing like 1 to 2.
Yeah.
And so like what they mean is, hey, I don't have the budget or the time to play a lot of games. So the games I want to play that I would be excited for just haven't been announced. So while there's a ton of games coming, they're not the ones I want. Like I'm only going to buy 1 or 2. These aren't the 1 or 2 I want to buy. I'll buy, you know, this other game on another platform or something.
Yep.
Or I'll just keep playing what I already have. Like if you play Fortnite or whatever, I'll just keep playing that until something else comes out I want to play. I think that's the way a lot of consumers are. Because I got to remember, we're abnormal. And Stash plays and beats even way more than I do every year. Like we're not the normal crowd of gamer
That's
here.
correct. Yeah.
All of us play way more video games than I think the average consumer does.
100%.
So you guys have any guess what game this is? It's coming out in December. Because it's coming out in December, it's going to be a December to remember.
Are you talking about Prime 4? You mentioned Primes earlier. Or is
No.
this a different game?
No, this
it's
is a different game.
I'm going to take a
I'm not
gander.
sure.
Is
Sure.
it Uninvited 2? Because I know that was coming, and you're an NES fan like me.
No, but that's looking forward to Uninvited. That's classic.
Yes.
Any other guesses? I'm just telling you, man, when I tell you what this game is, just you got to be ready to work, okay?
Okay.
You're going to have to clock in for this. Farming Simulator Signature Edition. What did I tell you, though? We're literally going to PAX, remember? And I said, they're going to be there. And I said,
Don't care about.
what did I talk to you about? I said, Farming Simulator, Switch 2. How many times have I brought it up on the podcast? This is the perfect game to take advantage of the Joy-Cons. Perfect, dude. Because we did it in the Switch 2 welcome tour. Imagine, chopping down a tree with your Joy-Con, doing some sawing. This is perfect, man. Yeah, it was literally announced 14 hours ago. I looked it up because I have my Excel list of games that I expect to come out. There it is.
Last farm sim
October
game I
8th.
played, and it's barely a farm sim game, was Harvestella, and people are sleeping on that game, man. Harvestella, amazing.
Yeah, I just saw that in my feed today too. Somebody posted about it and made a video on it.
Yeah, that's just probably Brandon, just the gems. He's like the Harvestella facilitizer.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, it's like a wacky, crazy. It reminds me so much of Final Fantasy 1. Strange comparison, but man, is it good? It has its problems, but oh my gosh, as far as like the story is just nuts. And some of the dungeons are really inventive.
All right. Well, I'm going to be quick with my thoughts on Switch 2 because there's a second part to this topic that I want to dive into. I think Switch 2 is crushing it so far. People need to remember, Switch 2 launched in June, halfway through the year. We're not even 6 months in. We're only 5 months in. And there are so many games, and obviously not everything within the first 5 months of the console's launch is going to be for everyone, or by the end of this year. But I really feel like this has already had a better start than the Switch 1. I think it already had a better start than the Wii U. I think it has had a better start than PS4. And my reasoning is, a lot of people go to, well, Switch 1, year one, we had Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey. Well, Mario Odyssey came at the end of the year, so the time comparison doesn't count yet. Switch 2's only been on the market. We don't know all the big stuff that's coming, what might be a big summer game, what's going to land within that first 6 months. We have no idea yet. So we can make that discussion when we get there. But Breath of the Wild's a Wii U game, and I fully understand that most people didn't have a Wii U. Very small percentage of gamers had one. But the fact of the matter is, the biggest game within the launch window was a Wii U title that was ported to Switch 2 that actually removed a lot of the really cool core Wii U features that were originally shown off for it. A lot of the really cool touchpad stuff was lost. So when you look at the actual launch window, we've already gotten 2 major Nintendo exclusives. We have super strong third-party support right out of the gate with a lot more coming. We've had a brand new Fire Emblem announced for next year. We're eating really good. I don't need to go through again all the amazing third-party games Stash has listed. Just knowing that the Final Fantasy VII trilogy is coming. Guys, we got an awesome trailer for Resident Evil Requiem that comes out in the beginning of the year on Switch 2. This is crazy. We would have never seen stuff like this on Switch 1. You always waited a year or more, and the game was always packaged with an apology, whether it looked like it was Vaseline smeared all over it or if it barely functioned. And listen, for me, hardware is the most boring part of a new console. It's always very exciting when you first see it and you first get your hands on it. Opening the box of your new console is a very hype moment. So I don't want to take away from that. But power is low on the totem pole for me. I never wanted Switch 2 to be as powerful as PS5. I don't want our development cycles for, Nintendo has such a good thing with their AA experiences and their AAA experiences, giving us that constant flow every month with something. I don't want them to do what the other companies are doing where there's just massive droughts and depending on third-party support to get you through the year. I hate it. I love Sony. I love Nintendo. I hate how some years it's like I get one exclusive and hopefully it's one that I like for my PlayStation.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy with where we're starting. I don't think the Switch 2 is perfect. I do feel like it would have been nice to have that one killer holiday game. I was making videos on my channel all throughout the year. I was hyping myself up because I was like, man, if if Mario Kart's the launch title and DK Bonanza's the summer title, what the hell is the holiday game going to be? Because usually that's the ultimate game of the year. That's the one that's bigger and better than everything else. And we're getting some cool stuff, but obviously we're not getting something that's bigger than Bonanza or Kart. You could argue that Pokemon is that, but Pokemon's null and void because that's a Switch 1 game. That doesn't count. I don't think you can make the argument that Hyrule Warriors is a bigger thing than Bonanza, but I don't know. That's for you guys in the audience to decide. But it would have been nice to have, I don't know what the game, even getting Splatoon Raiders, I think this year would have been a nice treat. But I think we're set up. Switch 2's got a great foundation. We could be seeing games like Eternal Darkness. I mean, dude, we're getting a Virtual Boy with the peripheral. The sky's the limit at this
So
point.
badass.
We got
The fact that that's happening makes me think Eternal Darkness might finally come back someday, and not just on NSO.
yeah, and like we're living at a time where in this console gen, like who knows, maybe virtual or virtual consoles is possible. DS stuff, I don't know, but I think we're eating good so far. I think people don't realize the number of exclusives that have landed within such a short period compared to, people forget other console launches. I don't know why. Like the big exclusive, Sony had 2 big exclusives when PS5 came out. It was Demon Souls, which was a remake. So again, people want to complain about remakes. You got to
And
toss
a
that
lesser
one out.
remake.
And then Ratchet and Clank. And then the other big games for that holidays were remasters of Spider-Man. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be forgetting a game, but and that was that was over that first year period. So I think we're off to a really strong start. I say don't make your comparisons till we've hit that 12-year mark, but I think we're starting stronger than at least the last 2 Nintendo generations.
I hope the Switch doesn't last for 12 years.
I hope not either. Yeah, I hope not either. But last thing I'll say, I'm happy with the hardware. It's not perfect. None of them are. I love my PS5. I hate it's like both my favorite and most hated controller. Like I have so many PlayStation 5 controllers just because I have to keep one on deck because I know I can't even get through a TV show without it dying.
It's horrible. Yeah.
It's awful. The features are amazing, but the battery life kills me. It kills me. So like everything has a compromise. The Switch 2, I will say, picking it up, I did have that feeling of like, this makes me not want to play on my Switch 1 anymore, which to me is a win automatically. Not just because it's newer, but it genuinely, for me, felt like a more premium piece of hardware. The Joy-Cons, huge improvement. No more wiggle and give. Everything feels better. The screen's nice and big. I just love it. I love the Switch 2 Pro controller. I love the fact that we have back paddles. I default my run button to the left back paddle. Makes my life easy. I don't have to hold in a joystick anymore or an analog stick. I love how it's silky smooth, whatever hell type of plastic they're using. I just sometimes I'm my precious and just rub the controller, in the corner. But I'm loving it.
Gamebird.
Yeah. There you go, dude.
Well, this packaging is so nondescript, and like I have other boxes that look actually similar. So I'm like, I need to write on this with a Sharpie. But
Right.
yeah, I'll be opening up my PS5 controller. Got this on Amazon. Bigger battery. So it should be better than what comes in there. And it was like, there's 2 in here. I think it was $15. So might be something you want to do.
That's definitely something to consider. Like
It
the
sucks that
battery
we have
life
to
on
do
the
this though. It's so
They
bad.
drive me nuts, dude. You have no idea. I get so annoyed. But for sake of time, let's real quick, anyone who didn't touch on this, I'll touch on it really quick. Let's go quick so we can jump into the next topic. I don't want us to go too late on this one. Really excited for what's remaining to come. Really looking forward to Metroid Prime 4. I have no doubt that this game is going to be epic. It is, again, another Switch 1 game. I'll obviously be playing on Switch 2. looking forward to trying out the motion control, or not the motion control, sorry, the mouse controls on this and see how it feels. Hyrule Warriors, Zelda's my favorite series. This one looks like it runs buttery smooth compared to the previous entries. So I can't wait to revisit this game and see a more canonized story being told through here. And a lot of good third party stuff. HD 2D, I'm a huge fan of. So Octopath is going to be one that's definitely on my radar. But what about you guys, real quick? Anyone who didn't speak on the rest of the year, feel free to jump in and give your thoughts on how you feel about what's coming before we talk about our hopes for next year.
Yeah, I think it was just me that hadn't talked about the rest of the year because I was just a dumbass and couldn't remember what was coming. But yeah, no, I think looking at the games, I think I'm probably picking up a couple of them. I don't know when I'm going to play them, but I'm going to probably pick them up. Kirby Air Raiders. Pokemon may have sold me, so it's one of those that I might pick it up when I get a chance to play it. But that one was actually a whole lot of fun. So
It was.
yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with what we got coming.
Awesome. All right, so let's run through really quick. For sake of time, let's give maybe two big, or I guess they could be small, but what are we expecting for Switch in 2026, guys? Let's start with Andre this time.
Yeah, I probably have to go after this answer too, unfortunately.
Yeah,
So
no
I won't
worries.
stick around for everyone's. But I feel like, and I could be wrong, but we got at least see the next 3D Mario. Like that has to be in the cards for this next year. I feel, because if not, then that would have been the longest, I think, of any major Nintendo console launch without having seen what that next Mario is. So I feel like that could be in the cards. And also, obviously we've already gone Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I'm not expecting the next big line Zelda anytime soon with how long it took Tears of the Kingdom to happen, even with it reusing the same world. But I also don't think there's no way to go a whole another year without another Zelda entry. I don't think Warriors is quite that.
Right.
So I think we'll see either a spin-off or a remake, whether it's Ocarina of Time type thing or just a different kind of Zelda entirely. Yeah, beyond that, I don't even know, because it's Nintendo and they could dip in any number of IPs. I would love to see Star Fox or F-Zero. Unlikely either of those happen, but I hope I'm wrong. So, yeah, but 3D Mario is kind of the big one for me. So,
yep, I feel ya. And Andre, you got to bounce.
I do, unfortunately, but it's
No
been so
worries.
great being here. I know Nate isn't here right now, unfortunately, but yeah, thanks for having me on here. It's been a ton of fun. So
yeah, do you want to?
Oh, here's Nate.
I'm sure everyone in chat is familiar with you and your channel, but just for the sake, in case anyone's seeing Andre for the first time, do you want to just give a little plug about where people can find you and what they can expect from you coming up?
Yeah, sure. So I run Game Explain. We explain all kinds of games, mostly what interests me personally these days, and we do reviews, previews, guides, random features, whatever it is. So if you like Nintendo in particular, you may want to check out my channel. So, but yeah, with that, it's been a blast being here. So yeah, I wish I could hear all your answers though. I'll tune in later and catch them. So
Andre, have a good one, man. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you, and I just always do this for anybody I talk to. I will extend you an open invite. We'll have to get you at some point. Come have a drink with me on Liquored Up Live, man.
That sounds amazing, actually, especially after all the drinking talk earlier. I'm there.
We'll do it. We'll do it.
Oh no!
I'll open the good bottle for you.
I appreciate that. All right, well, it's been great being here. Thanks, everyone. Catch you later.
Thank you, man.
Thanks, Andre.
Bye, man.
Bye.
All right, let's jump on.
It would have been really awkward if I came back and he was already gone. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
No, you made it just in time.
the show falls apart. I get it.
Let's jump on over to flipping the switch for what you're expecting from Nintendo in 2026. And then after that, let's go over to Thunder Stash. I got to run to the restroom real quick, so I'll be right back.
Okay, so 2026, I'm looking forward to Yoshi. I think there is a potential redemption story there. Not that I didn't like Crafted World, but Crafted World was another one of those games that I had a blast with in co-op with my girlfriend. But I wish there was a little more teeth to that game, except at the very end. So maybe this can be the Yoshi's Island we all want. I'm hoping for that. I think we see some more of Dusk Bloods. I think we absolutely see the next big Mario game. I think we have to see those. we might see some of the more on Splatoon Raiders. I think we're going to get some more on that. Very curious to see what that is. And in terms of my Hail Marys, just to try to will it into existence, learning from Arlo, because he willed his entire fucking wish list into existence on the Switch. I would like a Star Tropics. I would love to see a Mother game. And I would really like to see an actual return for Star Fox. I think Star Fox is an important niche.
Mm-hmm.
What if Star Fox is in the Mario Galaxy movie? I mean, he does.
Mm-hmm.
That's-
Maybe he gives Mario a ride.
That's his territory, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be.
What if it's not even Star Fox? It's like Slippy. You know?
I
Oh,
take
One of
gosh.
the side characters. You put Star Fox's debut for the movie, but you have like a side character appear in this movie. That
Star Fox
implies that Star Fox is in the same universe.
So here's how it works. So Star Fox rides by and stops with the R-Wing. And he's like, you need a ride? Well, we're all full here. You're going to have to ride with Slippy. And then pulls off.
I mean, you could ride with Pepe. You know, there's other options. Oh, man.
All right. Gamebird said I need to go next
For sure.
before he went to the restroom. So
All right, buddy. Just go. You want to go. I got it.
all right, look. So you'll be happy about this. I'm not going to talk about any games that haven't been announced. I'm only talking about 2026 games that I'm looking forward to that I know I'm going to play. They've already been announced.
But this could be like a 152 game deep list.
It's not. No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
This is 2026. It's not late into 2026. All right. So Legend of Heroes, Trails Beyond the Horizon. That's coming out early. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Again, look, this release is really special considering the history. I have it on PS5. I've spent several hundred hours in that and Rebirth, but this is important on Nintendo. Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. Oh my God, am I excited for that game. Like super, extremely excited. I already love that game. So they could have brought it over
Yeah.
with like no load times, fresh coat of paint. I would have been really excited because the load times are horrendous on PlayStation. And I would have been really happy. But what we're getting is above and beyond. And that art style is insane. So super hyped for that. Mario Tennis Fever. I love the Mario sports games, but I like the fact that it looks like this is going to have significantly more depth and strategy to it, thanks to all those different rackets you can use and the different stats. Like I get into that. I feel like I could probably make an Excel sheet of like all the stats and modifiers for those rackets. I'm sure somebody on Reddit's going to do the same thing. Resident Evil, man, we're getting 7 and 8 and 9, 7, 8, 9 on the same day. That's crazy. I'm excited for that. Monster Hunter Stories 3 looks very good. It looks far grander than 1 and 2. This looks like a way bigger game. And based on the interviews I've read, obviously this was by design. They're trying to have this title compete with the mainline Monster Hunter. That's awesome. And it looks great and performs great on Switch too. EZX Proud Nordics. Really excited for that. Nate, you played that at PAX.
Sure did.
Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Look, I played the beta on PS5. I was offered a code for PS5 and I said, you know what? I should play it on Switch 2 to see how it performs. I already know it runs great on PS5. Let me review this on Switch 2. Let's see how it does. Okay. It was fun on Switch or on PS5. So I'm excited to see how that's going to perform. Ball X Pit. You guys been following Ball X Pit by Devolver Digital? The ball pit game. It was shown at the Nintendo Direct. I like Devolver, obviously, for a lot of reasons, but This game looks very fun. And it's coming out on October 15th. The Switch 2 edition's coming out this year. They say fall, so it's soon. But that's one that I'm excited for, but it could dip into 2026. Here's one that is probably on no one's list. I cannot believe they're making a new game. Cannot. Capcom made the original one, I think in 1990 on NES. A new Little Nemo game. I'm like, what? And the art style
Wow.
is sick, dude.
What? Excuse me?
Little
Yeah,
Nemo. Wow.
Yeah, Little Nemo and the Guardians of Slumberland. Hey, see, this is what I do though. I look at all the games coming out. I
What?
search far and wide to find these games that nobody knows about. That way I can review them
Oh,
and nobody
man.
else does.
Yeah, I thought I had one with Uninvited too. Little Nemo? Like the Little Nemo, the platformer on NES?
Yeah, dude. That
What?
one. Yeah, I know. I couldn't believe it. I'm like,
Awesome.
holy crap. That's almost as crazy as Samurai Pizza Cats.
Dude, that game slaps.
I can't believe we're getting a new one of that. Did you know we're getting a new one?
Oh,
Yeah, dude. Insane, right? So yeah,
God, this is good stuff.
it's
Man.
nuts. Mario Wonder Switch 2 edition. You know, excited for that.
Yeah,
Elden
we finally
Ring.
get that battle mode.
Yeah. Are we going to get Elden Ring this year, next year? Who knows? I'll tell you what. I'm not holding my breath for anything because we're all busy. There's a lot of games, but that's either coming this year or next. Marvel Cosmic Invasion. The demo just hit last week on Steam. It didn't come to consoles. And again, I do not like playing at the computer desk.
Same.
Like I'm reviewing a game right now, and I'd probably have it done if I didn't have to fiddle around with getting it on my TV and then getting OBS to record it properly and to record the frame rate properly and do all this horse shit. If it was on console, I'd already have the review done and it would have been posted today at 6 a.m. with the other two. However, that is one that I am excited for to play on console. I'm not going to play the demo, is my point, on Steam. I'll pass. 007 First Light. Deca Police.
Deca Police.
Dude, I
That's
think
sick.
Well, I feel like Deca Police, if it comes out,
Please.
it's been missing for so long.
I know.
When I first saw those first couple trailers for that, I was like, dude, this one's going to be a sleeper hit. First off, Level 5 has an amazing history of creating some
Right.
wonderful RPGs. There was one on the PS2 gen called Rogue Galaxy that was just amazing. If anyone's ever played it, love that game. But Deca Police looked so cool. I really feel like that's going to be a sleeper hit when it comes out. You know, a game that does really well, but maybe just not enough people pick up, you know, like it deserves.
Nino
100%.
Cooney was a good one too.
Yep, you know,
At level
Oh,
5.
I'm
both
playing
of
Nino
them.
Cooney right now.
Both of
It's
them.
so good.
That art style is so good.
Beautiful.
It's a bit easy. You got to play the game on hard mode to like not
Yeah.
just, you know, run through it. But
That
yeah,
one reminds me of like a Ghibli film.
yeah, same here.
That was that they worked on the first one, Ghibli.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains that.
All right, couple more. Fatal Frame 2.
Yes.
The good one, yeah.
God, please give us a physical on that. God, please.
Fire Emblem. Hella. You remember Hella? The game with the mouse?
I had to highlight this comment because I used to love the Dark Cloud games.
Oh yeah, Dark Cloud was good.
Those were a lot of fun.
The game with the mouse.
Mm-hmm.
The Stuart Little Light game that they showed at the Direct.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And everyone
yeah.
was like, you know, crapping on that Direct. I'm like, that game looks sick. What are you talking about? So that game is also coming to PlayStation. But Lego Batman, Legacy of the Dark Knight. Come on, dude. We're all going to be
Yep.
playing that.
Day one.
There's this game called Lifted. And again, these are games you're not going to hear about probably anywhere else. They're on nobody's radar. It's an 80s style platformer
Okay.
that like is all about the 80s.
Except for a video the Stash will make for next year.
Yep.
Hey,
Scott,
that's why I
Scott
follow
Pilgrim.
Baseball too. Yeah.
You guys play Scott Pilgrim?
Yes.
Scott Pilgrim EX. Super Meat Boy 3D. We got Bubsy coming out next year. Bubsy just hit the
Oh,
NSO today, right before the podcast started. Bubsy's on NSO now. Super
Okay.
Nintendo, baby. Adventures of Elliot. Holy crap, that game is good.
Hell yeah, baby.
Dude, it plays like NES Zelda. It plays like Zelda 1, but modern day. What's
looks
not
so
to like
good.
about that?
Man,
Right? And I still
I'm
love
gonna-
Zelda 1.
I've got to get over my mental prison on digital and key. I've got to.
You do. You do.
Oh, good, man.
Yes, Dust Bloods, and then those Lego Switch 2 versions of games that I know are coming, that we know are coming, that I bought already preemptively before the price hike. Because they'll obviously receive a price hike on the eShop and on eBay and anywhere else. I got it before it was news. They're already in my possession. Went right on eBay and swept those up as soon as I saw that picture of the Switch 2 Lego editions. It's got them for like 10, 15 bucks instead of 40, 50. That's how you do it. All right, who's next?
All right, let's jump on over to let's go to Primal Rage.
Nice.
2026 is going to be exciting. Stash focused a lot on exclusively on things that he knows are coming out. Obviously, I'm excited for a lot of the things that are already announced. So let's get into the realm of the unknown. Zelda's 40th. Something's happening. I'm always excited. I'm always let down. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's something I actually want to happen this time. As an example, this won't be a game for next year, but I would love if they tease the new 3D Zelda game. That'd be sick. They tend to always do that a couple of years early, so maybe it gives me some hope that we might see the game in 2028. So that'd be kind of cool. Besides that, look, I think Nintendo's going to have a big game next year. A couple of them. Yeah, we have Fortune's Weave coming from Fire Emblem. I'm really excited for that, but that's not going to be the big one. There's going to be something else. I don't know what it is. Splatoon Raiders will probably be next year. Dust Bloods, we know, is next year. But I'm thinking like if it's not Mario, then it's going to be could be Animal Crossing, something like that. I expect at least one of Nintendo's like big mega selling IPs to drop next year. Just don't really know which one, but one of them. And yeah, maybe an Ocarina of Time remake that I'll play for a couple hours unless they actually put new content in it. The game person's gonna be like, I tracked you. It was 6 hours, you bastard. Like, dude, I left it on idle and went to bed. My bad.
He's gonna be playing on another account. Yulia's gonna be like, "Why are you on my account?" He's like, "Shh."
No, Yulia will be the one on my account playing it, probably. To be honest, she doesn't have a Switch 2, so it is what it is. That said, no. So that's the kind of stuff I'm looking forward to. Obviously, I expect. There was this thing that Kiwi Talks talked about how. From what he knows, like the reason Nintendo's still having like this dev kit thing is another indie dev came out and like complained about not getting dev kits, and he's like, well, Nintendo has this internal strategy right now where they want to cut down on some of the eShop slop on Switch 2, especially in these early years, because they're trying really hard to push the big third parties, which I think that's fine, especially when they're trying to win them all back and get them all back and prove your games can sell. So I feel like, he said next year is going to be like the year of the third party, like the big third party, like the big names. We're talking about like your Resident Evil Requiems, like more like that. So I think there's going to be a lot of like the huge IPs next year. I think Call of Duty will finally be next year, starting on the system that holiday. I think that's going to be something to get excited about if you're into Call of Duty and you want to play it in a portable form that easily goes on your TV at 60 FPS because they promised parity. We'll see. We'll see if they actually provide it. But there's gonna be a lot of other like really, really big third-party games. I can't think of the ones that are announced right now that aren't coming to Switch 2 right now for next year because some of the games aren't even announced yet. But yeah, I'm really excited. I mean, obviously we have Grand Theft Auto 6. That's like the big one that everyone has circled. But I don't think that's going to be on Switch 2 next year. It would be cool if it got announced for Switch 2 next year. For our like an early 2027, maybe come out at the same time as the PC version does.
That's one we need for sure.
Yeah, if they can get them to just even announce it, even if it doesn't come next year, that would be that'd be a big win.
Because I've always been a guy that says, in terms of sales and the business perspective, like you want to have a lot of third party games, but really third party only truly matters if they sell, and that one sells.
Now, this probably isn't coming next year, but I would like to see Witcher 4 get announced for the system. We did get Witcher 3, so I'm not going to rule it out. You never know.
Switch 2 edition.
No, it's Switch 2 edition of Witcher 3 possible, yeah. I would like to also see
Put money on it.
You know, all these big Xbox games, we really haven't had them announced yet. So I think it's time, you know, get them announced, bring them over next year. We obviously know Indiana Jones is coming, but let's get more. Let's get everything. Let's get the Master Chief Collection. Let's get you know, the one that everyone's been wanting for decades, I feel like at this point in the Rare Collection. Let's get that one over.
Yes.
Let's just get like everything over, and then even like new stuff. Like it'd be really cool if like Fable was announced as coming to Nintendo Switch 2, stuff like that. Like I think it'd be really neat because Microsoft now owns a lot of stuff, which means they actually are kind of semi-consistent at releasing games now. So let's like get these new games brought over to Switch 2. Like let's get hell, even some of the old ones, obviously, like Hellblade 2, Senua's Saga or whatever. I'd like to see that, or what is Sacrifice Saga? I don't even remember at this point. I keep getting the one confused. Anyways, the point is Hellblade 2, I wanted to come over. You know, so there's like a lot of the old stuff I want to come over. But I really, for me, it's about the new stuff I haven't played. You guys know I don't like to replay stuff. So like I never beat Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. So that's why I'm excited to play it on Switch 2 because, you know, I won't have an excuse anymore. My excuse was always, well, like right now, if I wasn't doing this, could I play on my Xbox? No, I cannot. Yulia is playing it. Or if I was playing on the PlayStation, she's playing it. She plays on all of my stuff all the time. The only thing she doesn't touch is my Switch 2. So it'd be really cool to be unencumbered and play it whenever I feel like it. To be fair to Yulia, she will get off the system anytime I want to play it, but I always feel like I'm kind of a douchebag. You're gaming right now. I don't want to take this from you. You're gaming. She's playing Immortal Phoenix Rising right now.
You gotta foster that.
You think I want to kick her off? She's playing Immortal Phoenix Rising. It's a great game,
right? A game bird. How excited were you about your lady playing video games?
Oh, it was awesome.
I saw it in your video today, right?
Yeah. No, it was really cool. She got to play. I mean, you guys will see. She did some gaming with Nate, you know, at this kind of indie after party that we all went to the first night.
She's like,
but when
we all suck together.
Yeah, but the cool thing is that she had fun and like, you know, little spoiler for the vlog. I don't show any footage from our behind closed doors Nintendo meet just because I wasn't going to do vlogging in there. You know, it wasn't really a space for that, but she got to try out the Silk Song and she freaking loved it. And she was talking with the staff there about why she loved the game. And then when I bought it, when it came out on launch, she was like, "Oh my God, did you buy that Hollow Knight game?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "I want to play." Which is a really neat thing for someone who, you know, she plays with me and the kids with Mario Kart and stuff, but that was a cool experience. And that was because of PAX. So really neat. Definitely nurture it.
So here's my question.
She asked me because she plays Fortnite, but she was like, "Is there another game that's like Zelda?" I'm like, well, I have Game Pass Ultimate still. There's this game called Immortals Phoenix Rising that's never getting a sequel. I want you to know. So just enjoy what's here. But it's really fucking good, and it's really sad that this got canned after one game because it's so good.
Could have had a Kid Icarus crossover.
Oh, yeah.
Easy money.
It was perfect built for Kid Icarus.
Perfect.
They already did Star Fox, Ubisoft.
I know.
Easy money, man. If only they tuned into the podcast.
So pro tips on the gaming girlfriends. How do you get your girlfriend to do anything with video games beyond say that's nerd stuff and keep it out of the front of the house?
A lot of praying, a lot of prayers.
So for me, I'll say for me, it was organic. Okay. So like she always knew I played games, obviously, and I'm covering games and doing stuff. But you know, our relationship wasn't built around that kind of stuff. We would do all the other stuff we enjoy doing.
Right. Yeah. Pretty much.
But she knew I was huge into Zelda, and she had heard like for the last, you know, like the first 5 years of Switch, how much I really loved Breath of the Wild. And she heard, you know, she would randomly see it pop up on social media, people doing crazy things in the game. And so one day I wasn't even home. I was out. I don't know if I was at the beach with the kids or doing whatever.
Okay.
I came back and here she is with my Switch playing Breath of the Wild with a new save file. And I'm like, honey, what are you doing? I'm trying out this game that you've been talking about for 5 years.
Okay.
I'm like, okay. But she just got it just happened naturally. And then she was frustrated. She put it down, and then she got bored one day and came back to it. And then she never set it down after that. She literally she has more hours in Breath of the Wild than I do. It's insane. And then
Funny.
Tears of the Kingdom. She started out like I told her because I beat Tears of the Kingdom before she played it, and then she was playing it, and she's like, she's at the beginning, the little island area, and she's like, this isn't as good as Breath of the Wild. I'm like, okay, you're right. This opening island area, not great. Just wait till you get to the surface. She got to the surface. Oh my god, she just another 1,000 hours. So Tears
of the Kingdom, that's another one I've got to give a second chance to now that I've got the Switch to.
Yeah, the 60
so
FPS, man. Oh,
it's so good. Stash, I love your answer. I love prayers.
Prayers.
I love that.
She would always touched like once in a while Mario Kart with me and the kids, or like, and she had played games like Donkey Kong when she was a kid, like the country games, but she hadn't really gamed. Like she really, when I met her, like video games were taboo. We're not, we're gonna drink, we're gonna party, we're gonna watch movies, we're gonna,
So,
oh, you want to go play some volleyball at the bar? Cool, let's go join a bar league.
Yeah, right. Yep.
Like it was nothing to do with video. It just kind of happened. And as long because we had kids or what it was just I wasn't home and I came home. She's playing Zelda, and ever since then, dude, Zelda, both those Zelda games, she loves. Obviously, she got into Fortnite, which I'm totally fine with. We play that together sometimes. It's fun. And then she loves when I get on the PC to play it because she's like, "You're just killing everyone." I'm like, "Honey, clicking heads." Telling you.
So closest I've ever gotten was Sonic Mania. Actually, she had
that's a good one.
Yeah, she's like, "Hey, I want to play a little bit of this," because she remembered it, like her brother having it.
Oh, okay.
And so we put that on, and we were playing it, and she remembers playing it with her brother, and she got into like the second zone, like about 5 minutes into the second zone, and she just puts the controller down. She just looks at me. I'm like, "Well, you got to keep playing. There's still more to go." She's like, "No, I'm done." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Did you enjoy yourself?" She's like, "Yeah, it was fun." I'm like, "Oh."
I got one for you to try. So,
okay.
Like, we've talked about my wife. She's not a big gamer. She enjoys it a little bit. We have kids, and so we'll play Mario Wonder. We'll play Mario Kart with the kids, and that'll be fun. She doesn't really play outside of that. She grew up with the Sega Genesis, so she does have a fondness for the Sonics and the Mean Bean Machines and the Aladdins and Lion Kings from that era. But the game that I picked up and was playing with the kids, and they all had to leave right after I got it, and I was a little sad because I was so excited to play it. And she's like, "Do you want me to play with you for a little bit?" And I was like, "Sure." And then we ended up playing for hours. Listen, I don't know if it'll be good for your relationship, but Overcooked 1 or 2.
Oh, here we go.
I got Michaela's playing it too.
Dude, that game calls out of work sometimes. You better work together. It's gonna get ugly quick.
I have Overcooked. Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah.
It's a great game.
We ended up playing which is the most we've ever played a game together. Even when we play with the kids, she won't play for like 2 hours. We played for like 2 hours straight.
You know what might be a good one too? If you want to play with her, is do like It Takes Two or Split Fiction.
Yeah, those two, because they were. It's not just
me. So she loved it. She absolutely.
There's a lot of cooperation in those, so there's going to be a social aspect with your lady, and I think that was fun when we were doing the hard challenges together on Overcooked and getting frustrated. It was like, all right, what's the game plan? When we go to retry the mission, like, okay, you're gonna focus on this. I'll focus on this. She's yelling, pass the rice, and we're screaming, it's burning, it's burning, it's burning. And then
that sounds good.
She'd be like,
like I am, so that actually
she'd be like, "Geez, dude, calm down." And then she'd be screaming at me. So it was fun. Like I said, we played for hours, so I do recommend that one.
Well, I'll give that a try because it's just for self-preservation. Because I literally for the longest time I was operating off like a little half shelf. I had 500 Nintendo Switch games shoved, or nearly at the time, shoved into this little half a shelf that were in rows of 3, couldn't find anything boxes wise. So I finally ended up getting the study shelving, which like put it in the study, just keep it out of the front of the house. So if I could warm her up to video games in any way, it would make my life easier. So Overcooked it is. I'm going to try that.
Yeah, that is a really good one. Michaela's playing it. I bought it it was on sale at Walmart
Yep.
for $5 physical.
nice.
Oh,
I'm like,
Very
yeah,
nice.
here you go, babe. Lego Harry Potter. She plays Hogwarts Legacy. She's playing
Okay.
Fantasy Life. I cannot get enough of that.
I've heard good things about Fantasy Life.
Yes. She used to game though before I knew her. Like I remember we were talking and she's like spitting knowledge
She
about
really said,
like
"Fuck you."
Fallout to me. Like Fallout playing like Fallout 3 and Fallout Vegas. I'm like, what? Really? You played that? You played that? Oh, shit. We get along great. But you know, Fallout, kind of a deep cut, right? Like, I mean, for
Yeah.
a lady to be like, yeah, you know, I played a lot
Yeah, I
of
don't know
Fallout.
too many ladies who have played Fallout.
Yeah, like that's awesome.
That's
Yeah,
good
you
stuff.
just, I hear like, oh, I played Mario or I tried Pokemon sometime. I'm like, okay. I played
Yeah.
Sims.
all-
I'm like, okay.
It's all Fallout 1, like super deep cut, and she's like
Yeah.
got all the Fallout 1 lore and crap.
Asymmetric.
She busts out some super deep lore from that game. You're like, dude, I don't even remember that.
She busts out the big box
I gotta
PC
play
game
it.
on all the discs.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you got that OG just collection. It brings out a box of PCs. Let me see.
Yeah.
Anyways, what were we even talking about? Because we're so far off topic.
2026.
2026. And if everyone's gone, it's Eric's turn.
Okay,
Yeah.
go Eric.
Okay. So I did just some Googling just to see what was coming out in 2026. I did find one game that looks actually pretty cool. It's called Spine. This is Gun Fu, and I was just watching some of the trailers for it, and it actually looks pretty fun. So that might be one that I eventually get. Won't have time to play it. But you know, and then what I absolutely want for 2026, we all know it, Snowboard Kids 1 and 2
Oh yeah, baby.
coming in the NSO.
Ooh.
This game looks sick, by the way, that you just
Spine?
said Spine. I'm looking at
Yeah.
a trailer right now.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
it
looking
does
at
look
too.
really cool.
This looks really good.
Yeah, Spine. This is Gun Fu, and it's
Thanks.
pretty freaking looks
Well,
pretty freaking.
You know,
Well,
what it
you
looks
had
like.
me at Gun Fu.
It looks like John Wick.
Yeah, kind of.
Like as far as that sort of violence.
Mhm.
I love this sort of violence. I love violence, period, but I love this sort of violence.
Dude,
yeah.
John Wick Part 4 might be the greatest masterclass of action I've ever seen.
I don't even.
I know.
So good.
It's the best. I love violence, man. Dude, we grew up in the 80s, 90s, right? Like we had our violent movies.
It's part of the
That's
fabric.
what you rented. Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
it was always it's okay. We can watch an R-rated movie if it's for violence. If it's for language, like Beverly Hills Cop,
Yeah.
can't watch that with mom's home. Yeah. Because Eddie Murphy says the F word too many times, mom would say. And we don't allow that under this roof.
No, you
Oh,
get home. You get home
jeez.
for Christmas. You put on
Jeez.
Die Hard.
Don't allow this under this roof. What is happening?
All right. I'll be quick. My expectations for Switch 2 in
Is the suck.
2026. Listen, guys, I'm gonna get nuts. You want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts.
I like salty.
So-
nuts.
Anyways, I'm gonna say my expectations for Switch 2 in 2026 is the next 3D Mario. I think we're gonna see a Zelda remake. Fingers crossed, it's Ocarina of Time. I think we're gonna see the first look at the next Star Fox game. I've been predicting it for all the directs because I do think Star Fox is going to make some sort of triumphant return on Switch 2. So I fully expect to see that announced this year. I think we're going to see some excellent additions to NSO, which include the likes of Eternal Darkness and Wave Race.
Because say you
Just
better
saying.
say it.
I think we're going to see Eternal Darkness and Wave Race in 2026. I think that we're going to see some sort of themes or achievements, or not necessarily both themes or achievements, make their way to Switch 2. And I had one more. What was it? I had one more for you. I don't remember what it was. I did have one more. Maybe it'll pop in my mind before the end of the show tonight. I will say I don't think we're going to get Animal Crossing next year. I think we're going to get Animal Crossing in 2027. Oh, this isn't Switch 2 related. That's why I removed it from my thoughts. I think we're going to find out what the next Nintendo movie is and maybe some future theme park plans in
So
2027.
past Zelda?
Past Zelda. Yeah, so
Okay.
Zelda comes out early next year. Mario comes out. Or wait, no, sorry, it doesn't. Zelda's early 2027.
May.
Mario's yeah.
It's my birthday.
And then that's
Don't
right.
forget it.
Mario's early next year. So yeah, I think it would be a great opportunity to find out what's going on with DK next. The
I think
DK
so
movie.
too. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
we
where
just
I'm
got
at.
we just got the big expansion for the theme parks and stuff. Seth Rogen's DK was a very lovable character. Just
Good.
makes a lot of sense, man. Bring
It does.
all the Kongs on. Dude, we just got King K. Rool. You know that's gonna hit hard in theaters if we get a live action, or not a live action, but King K. Rool on the big screen.
Yeah.
Have
that
a
would
voice by
totally,
like
dude,
John,
that would totally
John
rule.
Lithgow or something.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah, with K. Rool.
Yeah. Totally
Yeah,
rule.
She-Ra. Nobody said Yick. Nobody said Yick on the Switch too.
Oh, dude, just go on YouTube or Twitter.
Oh my gosh, that's one of the strangest games I've ever played in my life. Somebody said, "Hey, I know you don't do a lot of digital, but you have to try Yick. You have to try Yick on Steam." I'm like, "Yeah, send it to me and I'll do it." They sent it to me. I'm like, "Oh my god, this is wild." I don't know if it's good, but it's something. Someone in the chat said Yick, so it triggered it. It's like,
Here we go.